My video immersion experience, my presentation for immersion experience, it was really good. I was able to meet up with an Indian man and a Muslim man. The Indian man is from the IHS, which is Indian Health Services, um, and then the other man who was running a convenience store here in Nashville. Um, Both were very well um, uh, able to take care of themselves, and put it that way. Um, the four key elements that I thought were unique um, was the historical significance, um, the deep rooted religions, the immigrations and refugees that they have coming and flooding into Nashville every day, and then the hospitality and the community building that they possess now. They really do enjoy, and I thought that was also unique. Um, so those are some of the things there that I wanted to bring to your attention. Um, the next slide, and I'll have to show you these slides separately on a separate part of my discussion, just so we can see both parts of it because my PowerPoint did not allow me to record at the same time, and also using Kaltura as well for Liberty did not give me that option. So, um, I want to speak to you about the historical and current oppression that I found based on research. I thought this was interesting that I wanted to also bring up to you. And that is that, according to an article by Skews and Bloom, they were talking about the indigenous tribes' loss of hope that's found by the United States government, where they're pushing them out. They're not allowing them to really get ahead in life, and um, not favoring them, keeping them in their tribes where they belong, and not allowing them to kind of mingle in with society, which is not good. And that's something that they have been dealing with for quite some time now. Um, and then the other thing too is from the Muslim side of the fence. Uh, According to an article by Perry, ever since 1967, Americans have had bad dispositions against those who claim to be Muslim, and it's no different here. Uh, as Aziz has shared with me that he also was experiencing the same kind of thing. And then also Fuad too. He told me that he was not welcomed here right away. Did not feel very welcome here right away, which is something that he came to expect because his family and Aziz's family, they both had issues where family wasn't really important to them because they grew up that way. They grew up with a very structured type of um, upbringing, for lack of better terms. Um, Currently, Indians still are not receiving great experiences from the social workers, medical workers, mental health workers, um, professional counselors. They're not receiving very good um, experiences where they're able to feel like they can move ahead in life as well, and that is a problem. Um, and then, as far as the Muslims go, ever since 9/11, Americans are generally afraid of the Muslims and the terror organizations that are existing around. I mean, my goodness, we can see that being problematic, even with what's going on over in Israel right now with Gaza and all the terror groups that are going on, going on around there. how it has been a major issue, and it's not too far. We don't have to go too far in our backyard. And here in Nashville, Tennessee, it's the same thing. Where we always need to be concerned about what type of gang or what type of terror group could come out at any given moment, and what to do about it if that were to occur. So, um, the next slide that I put together on here as two events or three key learned topics from this experience. And um, one of the things that I thought was really unique is for Fuad. He is a distinguished American Indian. He speaks in four different languages. He's a hard worker. He's a case manager. Um, for Indian Health Services, and he really does love his job. And um, that's one of the things I thought was unique. Both, like I said, are very hard workers. Aziz was domineering. Everything had to be controlled by him. Everything had to be like taken where he knows what's going on, and no matter what. Um, and then helping people, um, you know, over taking care of their family is more important um to both of them. They care more about helping people get ahead, people get jobs, people get a better way of life, more than they care about how they can help their family survive and thrive. And that shouldn't be like that either. It just shouldn't be that way. So breaking it down between the two, uh, the agency organization interview with Fuad being a case manager at Indian Health Services. He's a recent immigrant that came here since 2017. He primarily likes to help immigrants and refugees in Nashville, and he sets them up. Excuse me, I apologize for my yawning. He sets them up with jobs and a better way of life. His personality was contagious. He had a smile on his face. He was just really fun to be around, uh, and he just seemed like he just really cared about helping any way he could, and being able to, you know, speak in four different languages and have the opportunity to use languages like Farsi, and learning the American language. And he shared with that how it was just an amazing experience for him. um he let me know that he doesn't really have a lot of possessions. He doesn't really care to have a lot of possessions because those things are not really important to him. He desires to help people more than anything, and that's what he gets up to work, and that's what brings him to work, and that's why he loves doing what he does, um, day in and day out. Now, Aziz, there was some similarities and differences. And for example, one of the things he brought up was when he said, "You guys pray over your family, and you use the Bible and whatnot. Well, what I do is I use the Quran, and and I pray 3 times a day, and that's what is more important to me, and that's how I look at life for it." He also let me know that their homes, their structures of their homes are the same on every floor, where they have like a kitchen and then a living room and a bathroom, and that's how it is on every floor. And it's like that so that they can always know where everybody is. I thought that was kind of interesting when he was telling me about that. He told me also he had a very difficult time since he's been over here, uh, as far as trying to become a U.S. citizen, and it's not been easy for him. Um, and then he also told me that he places his job over his family. In fact, he doesn't even take a day off throughout the week. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. Um, and told me also a sad part, which we said he experienced his family that was abusive, to him and to you know, other members of his family, and that's what he knew and considered as normal. Excuse me again for yawning. So sorry. It's almost 2:30 in the morning my time, so I apologize. Um, Summary of the experience for me is, I came out of the, honestly, it was a very uncomfortable thing for me at first because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, make contact with somebody or what, but I came out of my shell and I'm glad I did. And I was able to talk to people that you know, live a very different culture than what I live. Um, and I was also encouraged uh, to know that people can still find ways to get ahead, like Aziz and Fuad, and how they literally um, they want to make sure that they are helping people along the way as well, and that's important to them too. I was also shocked, especially by Aziz and how he treats his family and how he hoards and how he makes sure he doesn't miss anything, um, or excuse me, waste anything. That was also important too. And then it's helped me build confidence as a professional counselor to make sure that I can treat people right and knowing what their backgrounds are and knowing what I can do to best serve them was really important to me. Application for counseling that I would use for people in this type of environment would be family systems therapy. Find out ways that I can get them to work together, since they're not really family units are not something that they really grab a hold of that much. Cognitive behavioral therapy, trying to think of ways that like can get them to what's their fears, what causes them to like have a mental breakdown, anxiety, um, and work around with that as well. And then systemic therapy is like, what what's a way that we can just have an organized structure to help them have a better way of life. So that is um, my presentation. I will have my presentation online for you as well as my video. And I apologize that I kind of did this a little bit backwards, but um, given that technology has not been my friend today, I'm going to use it for as best as I can. So thank you and God bless.